Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I got one of my favorite people in the coaching profession. I just wrapped up with Coach Nick Rivers at Hixson, of course. And I said the next interview was with one of my closest friends in the coaching fraternity, Coach Chad Barger. Now, Coach, one thing I got to ask you. I just left your brother at my real job. Couldn't you have taught him more football while you had him all those years?
Man, I wish we could have. He's hard headed though. He's hard to deal with if you hadn't noticed.
Yeah. Well, Coach, of course, we're talking about Jeff. And I'll see Jeff Friday night as his Sequatchie County Indians, which he's the voice of, take on Giles County for the region title. But, Coach, we come to this senior night here, and it's not the I said not the circumstances, even to Coach Rivers, that I wanted to see tonight. I thought this would be, honestly, I thought when the season started, tonight would be a battle for a playoff berth. But it turns out both teams have had a real, not disappointing because the kids have worked hard. But uh, what have you told your kids this week to get ready for their last ball game?
Well, the big thing is just learning to finish strong and and finishing on a positive note. We got a lot of guys that will be coming back. We're very small in the senior class, so we've got a lot of guys coming back. And the big thing is just being positive and finishing strong, and trying to build toward next season. But like I said, our numbers are way down. I think we're going to dress 25 healthy bodies Friday night. So we're the few and the proud as we tell them.
Yeah, and Coach, as you went through the season, you've had a couple of injuries and a couple of attritions. The numbers this year has made it tough on East Ridge football playing 4A football.
I mean, it has. I mean, like I said, there's a couple games we played well early, and then the old saying is you run out of soldiers. So we've kind of run out of soldiers on a few things.
The good news, if I was a mom or dad of a eighth grade, seventh grade young man that had some talent, I would be getting him ready for that high school because there's going to be plenty of opportunities in the near future.
There are. I mean, and we've got several freshmen that start for us currently. So, I mean, there's that opportunity to play early at East Ridge.
Well, Coach, we're here tonight in the last game of the year to talk about a couple of special senior classes. Now, you're low on numbers. As you told me, there's 3 true seniors and 2 early graduates.
Yes, sir.
That's a small class for East Ridge.
It is. I mean, we graduated 13 last year, so we had a pretty good size senior class last year and a good group of kids. But we've got 5 total that are graduating, and 3 are true 12th graders, and 2 are early grads. But we can go through them if you want to.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, now we have our running back and corner, Tyreek Wise Bridges. He had a pretty good year last year. He was a newcomer of the year in the region, and he was just a tough kid coming in. He came to us from Chat Christian, CCS, and just he's got good speed. Not a real big kid, but he does pretty well for us. He's also our kickoff and punt return guy. And you have Devarion Evans, who we call ATL. I mean, Devarion played. He started playing last year, so he's only got 2 years experience. And what's really interesting about our senior class, none of the 3 true 12th graders are 4-year seniors. So Tyreek came to us from CCS as a junior. ATL or Devarion started playing as a junior. And then we have Cam Pritchett is our 3rd true senior who plays running back and safety. He started some games for us last year, did really well, but he's only played 3 years, and he's a really good wrestler too. But he only played 3 years. But that's our 3 seniors, and then our 2 early grads. You have Dalen Caperton, who plays offensive and defensive line. Really good football player. And I hate to miss him a little bit because he's kind of a catalyst on both sides of the ball up front. And we have a newcomer to us was Tykel Long. Tykel transferred from Brainerd last year.
Yes.
And he was with us as a freshman, transferred to Brainerd as a sophomore, came back as a junior. So, and then he's also an early grad. But our five guys, man, they come to work every day, and it is what it is. I mean, they've battled through some tough times. It's been tough on them, but at the end of the day, I hope they understand the lessons they've learned in football.
Coach, I like to dispel a rumor. I've been in your locker room. I've been around your kids, not kids anymore, young men. You have some of the finest young men in Chattanooga playing football for you.
Well, we appreciate that. I mean, we try to stress, how to behave and try to stress some things with our young men. I mean, it's tough sometimes. I mean, we always have those slip ups as teenagers and things like that. And I mean, that's the big thing, understanding, learning from mistakes and those kind of things.
The thing about it is, you get those mistakes at Eastridge High School or Baylor High School, and sometimes it gets over amplified when it's at Eastridge and not at Baylor. But I appreciate the yes sirs, no sirs. Can I pick that bag up for you? And that's the kind of kid you have.
Yeah, I mean, our kids, like I said, man, we've got some great kids, and they work hard. We put our arms around them, and we try to do what we can to teach them right from wrong, and we get them with the limited time that we have. We just hope we have a little bit of an impact.
You know, Coach, like I said, I did an interview with Coach Rivers right before this, about 10 minutes, about his senior class. And, that senior class last year got to host a playoff game. It isn't like this senior class hadn't accomplished things on the football field. I remember last year you took this group over the number one team in the state and played them the first round. So it's not a football team that ain't accomplished great things too on the field.
Right, we had gotten back in the playoffs after missing it for a couple of years. I mean, these guys play really, really hard, and that's what we hope to finish strong. This year to build on going into next year. We got a pretty good sized junior class. Um, got a lot of juniors and sophomores and some freshmen playing. So we've got a lot of youth that are on the field and got a ton of experience this year.
Coach, one quick word, and I got Coach Rivers thought about this. Your staff and his staff seems to have, and I know you coached with Coach Montgomery. You're related to Coach Cooley, and you've known Coach Rivers going all the way back to your days at Sequatchie County. It's just a lot of respect between the two staffs.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, Coach Rivers does a fantastic job. I consider him a good friend of mine. Obviously Sean, his family, and Coach Cooley, and then of course Sam's family. Even though he may not be blood related, he's like we said. We played college football together, known each other for the better part of almost 30 years now, which is kind of scary, kind of aging myself a little bit. So but those guys are great people and do good things with the kids, and they're great influences and role models for the players that they're coaching.
Coach Barger, I just I'll get you out of here tonight. And I appreciate. I know this is family time, and during the season you don't get a whole lot of it. Um, these young men in this game tonight, it means a lot just to make this journey. What's the first thought that comes through your head when you think about this senior class?
The senior class, other than being small,
Yeah, yes,
just I get that they are a fun loving group. They enjoy themselves, and it's kind of funny to watch. I mean, we always say it all the time. We'll shake our heads sometimes, and they some funny kids, and they're funny in a good way. It's kind of just watching them interact with one another and how they act and talk and stories they tell and things like that. They've got pretty good senses of humor, and they're a funny group. But good hearted, kind of funny group.
and I think Coach Rivers used a word that would represent your senior class and his, because they have been this year resilient too.
Yeah, I mean, our guys come to work every day, and especially when they realized they didn't have playoffs and things to play for, and they kept coming to work, and and kept pushing and doing what they're needing to do. So, definitely resilient young men. Hopefully they'll learn, that these lessons, football, like we always tell them all the time, football is probably one of the sports that teaches you more about life than anything, and the adversity that you face on a daily basis, whether it's practice or in the game or anywhere else. And, hopefully they're learning how to handle some things and when tough times come their way.
Coach, I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes, and when this plays, will be about 5 minutes from kickoff, and it's my favorite time, and I can't wait till next year. We'll run it back and do the same thing again.
I appreciate you, Randall.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Yes, sir.